Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we're going to go over Raw this week was in Greensboro, Kakalaki. Now, before we get into the show, folks, we're coming up to Memorial Day weekend, and you know what that means. It is time for the Main Event 24-hour stream. We're doing Main Event 24-hour 2 Electric Boogaloo. The 24-hour stream will kick off on Friday night at 8 p.m. EST on SmackDown. And folks, we're going to go from Friday night into Saturday. Yours truly will be on there as well on Saturday, going from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And folks, it is not just going to be me. I'm going to have one of the members of the BWO, the Blog World Order, Paperclip Mike, along with me. We are going to do a watch-along. We're going to be watching two matches that were very fundamental for me in pro wrestling. The ECW Hard 97, Tommy Dreamer versus Jerry Lawler, as well as TNA, hands down the greatest triple threat match, not just in TNA history, but the greatest triple threat match in the history of pro wrestling. The Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels versus Samoa Joe versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. TNA turning point, folks. And it's not, we're going to be having a blast. It's going to be all of us from the Main Event Network going all the way from the tippy top with the head of the Main Event Network, the face of the Main Event Network, Kyle Gaggs, to Mr. No Days Off, Tino, to Sam on Wrestling, to the members of the BWO, the Blog World Order, the Great Brown Hope, Paperclip Mark, Dirk Star Shady, to our most senior, emphasis on senior, because, we're still waiting for when he gets accepted into Shady Oaks retirement home, Jay Gold himself. Folks, we're all going to be there, and I go over this every week with the Main Event Network. We do not tribalize. We do not segregate. We talk everything we love about it. Whether it's the nitty-gritty, hardcore, knuckle-down grappling action, or the blood and guts ultra-violent stuff, or even the zany, silly, having a 6-foot lizard fight a 3-foot gorilla type stuff. Either way, we cover it, we talk about it all. Follow us at the Main Event Network. Cannot stress that enough. And also, if you ever want to talk to any of us on the Main Event Network, keep in mind that we are on Discord. You follow the link in the description tab. You can join us there. Folks, we always are open to hearing everyone talk about anything. Whether it's something we agree with or don't disagree with. We're open to both. Me personally, I'm more open to hearing the stuff I don't agree to the stuff I disagree with than I am the stuff I do. Because that's on how I expand my horizons. Excuse me. We're also out there on Twitch, so if you ever want to see us talking about games and such, holler at us on there. Make sure you guys check out the Main Event Network YouTube page. That is where the 24-hour stream will be. And folks, I cannot stress this enough. We cannot do this without you. So from the bottom of my cold black heart, according to several of my exes, thank you. Now with that said, let's remind everyone how we pay these funny little gimmicks called bills. We are WWE Shop affiliates, so what that means is, if you click the link in the description tab, or you see that QR code right there on the screen, you scan that, it takes you to WWE Shop. You go there and make a purchase for whatever your heart desires. And folks, we here at the Vicious Studios would receive a small nominal commission based on said purchases, and you could get an item, whatever you want, whether it's a $4 pack of stickers, if it's one of those grandiose $500 custom college titles. Go for it. We here receive a small commission which helps out, and folks, cannot stress enough on how this helps out. If you've not seen the video quality, if you've not heard the audio quality, and folks, not only that, Wade, my producer, Wade, is extremely thankful, because if not for this, we would not have air conditioning here in the Vicious Studios. And believe you me, it's a good thing, because Wade doesn't so much sweat as he froths. And before I put any more disturbing images in people's heads, let's talk about our other affiliates. That would be the Skull Shaver. And folks, it is no secret, I cannot deny it, I am bald. And I make sure I stay bald, because bald is beautiful. Thanks to the Skull Shaver. It is hands down the #1 grooming tool in my grooming kit. It's got a sleek design, slides right into my hands. It's got a built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery, charging just like that. Pop that sucker on, 60 to 90 seconds across my head. That's all it takes. I want you to think about that. 60 to 90 seconds. Can you tell me you can get a good shave using a blade in 60 to 90 seconds if you were going to shave your head? I can tell you right now, you can't. Not only that, the blades for the Skull Shaver, it's a breeze. Pops off just like a soda top, just like a bottle cap. Pop that off, you rinse it under some water, pop it back on, boom, you're good to go. Cleanup is a breeze, and here's the best part. This is my personal favorite part. The blades only need replacing about every 6 months. So again, this is the part that I absolutely love. You don't need to replace them like crazy like you do an actual razor. Because let's see, it's May now. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You wouldn't need to replace them until November. You could go get yourself a backup blade you can get yourself a replacement blade for the Skull Shaver, as well as go and snag a Black Friday gift for your friend, all at the same time. That's perfect. Folks, I cannot stress enough. This thing is so great. And not only it is so versatile, because it doesn't just work for the head. No. You can use it for your arms. Get rid of them unsightly, nasty, grandpa-looking shoulder hair. You got unsettling tarantula fuzz growing on your chest, much like I did, emphasis on the word did, because the Skull Shaver helped get rid of that. And for the lads and ladies, might I emphasize, it is getting to that time of year, and the Skull Shaver does work down there for swimwear. Yeah, so you can use it for that as well. You click our link in the description tab, you get yourself a Skull Shaver, you get yourself whatever accessories you need. Folks, you make sure you get what you need from it. We are here to help you with that, and I personally would not put my name behind the Skull Shaver if I did not think it was a great tool to use. So please, make sure you guys go and check them out. They are just absolutely great. I love them. Now, we're going to talk about the OG way to help support the show. You can telephone, telegram, tell your friends to go and check out Vicious, and also tell them to check out whatamaneuver.net for some Vicious Rants apparel. We got t-shirts, we got tanks, we got women's tees, we got toddler tees, we got baby onesies. Folks, we got you covered all around, and it is that time of year, so you want to rock a tank. Well, you want to rock the tank and let the guns out? by all means, go ahead and do that. We got it all for you, and I cannot stress enough, these shirts are so comfortable. Listen, as an autistic guy, I got sensory issues, right? Certain clothes, some clothes feel like it's soft as silk. Some clothes feel like it's sandpaper grinding up against my skin. This is smoother than silk on me. This feels smoother than silk on me. I cannot stress that enough. I absolutely love it. Make sure you guys check them out. It's a perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate. Or if you want to go and grab a shirt to go and give to some charity organization so you can hold on to one that means the absolute world to you, go ahead, by all means. Either way, somebody is going to get some Vicious Rants apparel, and they are going to appreciate it. Now that said, we've talked about the main event network. We talked about how we pay these gimmicks called bills. Now, let's switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind. And the show starts out with Trick Williams coming on out, getting a hometown welcome. He's riding alongside him is Little Yachty. Now they're out there. Trick giving pretty much an origin story about not just him growing up, but also on how he got to name his kicks them Lemon Pepper Steppers. And then out came Miz and Kit Wilson. They were throwing some shade at him. And then Kit Wilson started throwing out some slam poetry. And then Little Yachty's like, whoa. Wait a minute. You mind? Can I handle this one? Can I handle this? Thank you. And then Little Yachty started spitting some back at Kit. And then they went back and forth for a minute, verbal, and then it led to a match between The Miz and Trick Williams. Good match. Trick got the win, and excuse me, Little Yachty wound up breaking a Singapore cane over Kit Wilson. So I don't know. It kind of looks like that Little Yachty's going across onto the babyface side now. Okay, cool. So outside of that, we also had Paige and Brie Bella doing a women's tag match against Julia and Kiana James. And good match. Paige and Brie got the win. You could see there was some hostilities with them, with Julia and Kiana looking back and forth at each other. And on a side note, Julia, she changed up her look and she put a picture out there on it earlier this weekend. Wow! Nice! I gotta say, that was nice. Cool. Kind of reminds me of some Stardom days with her. Anyways. Then we had Cody coming out to the ring. Midway through the show, Cody Rhodes came on out. Contract in hand. Looking for Gunther. And looking to call him out, saying, I got the contract with my signature on it for a match at Clash in Italy. Where are you? You want this match? You need to sign it. So Gunther, get your ass on out here, boy. I'm going to put your name on this paper. Gunther comes out and he's doing cat and mouse like, you want me to come out there now? Right now. In South Carolina. Sign this. No, not tonight. And doing that, toying with the cat and mouse, yes, no bit. And then out came Royce Keys, who literally walked completely past Gunther, got into the ring, got in Cody's face. You and I have known each other for a good bit. Now, here's the thing. If he's not going to sign it, I will. Cody was all up for it. Gunther started having a screaming fit. Whoa! That's my contract. No. You don't get to do that. And then Nick Aldis came in. Gunther, you've had your chance. You've been ducking and dodging this for a while. So, if you're not going to sign it, somebody else is going to. And in fact, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm feeling a little creative. I'm thinking what we'll do instead. We make a match tonight. Royce Keys versus Gunther. The winner faces Cody Rhodes at Clash in Italy. So they make that match. That's actually the main event match on SmackDown. That was a damn good match. You want to talk about two You want to talk about a hoss fight? That was a freaking hoss fight. Gunther wound up getting the win, so it's going to be Gunther versus Cody in Italy. And, yeah. So, outside of that, other the highlights from SmackDown were Carmelo Hayes had a match against Richard Ricky Saints. And then we also had Damian Priest doing a match against Tama Tonga. At the end of that match, Priest got the win, but afterwards they did a beatdown on the Priest. And no R-Truth in sight because they did know R-Truth was not medically cleared and could not come out ringside. So, there you go. There's your storyline reason right there. And we also have B-Fab and Michin doing a women's tag match against Charlotte Flair and Little Miss Alexa Bliss. Whew, good lord. Decent match. I don't know about anyone else, but my timeline was flooding like crazy when B-Fab went to go do a roll-up, grabbed a handful of Charlotte's trunks, and apparently there was a full moon in South Carolina, and Charlotte was in the vicinity of that. Said full moon. Yeah. And my timeline lit up like a 12-year-old seeing a butt for the first time, and just like, guys, listen. This is me of all people saying this. I can't believe I have to be the voice of reason here. But settle yourselves. This isn't the first time that we've had a wardrobe malfunction like that. A wardrobe incident like that. Don't go getting all freaky out like that. Calm down. Just settle yourselves. Seriously. When I have to be the voice of reason in regards to hound dogging, that's when you know shit has hit the fan. Just settle yourselves, guys. Seriously. If you're going to get that worked up, go to the hub and grab your right hand. Just, yeah. Either way, Bliss and Flair wound up getting the win via a disqualification when Bliss hit the DDT on the, I believe it was B-Fab, going for the pin. 1, 2, Jade pulled her out and then decked her. Ref called for the bell, and then it was a big brouhaha, and Charlotte went to go confront Jade, and then Jade was just like, nah, crew, we out. And then they left. So it's a matter of when, not if, Charlotte and Jade are going to go at it. And that's my personal take. If I had to guess, I'd probably say SummerSlam. That's my personal guess, though. But either way, that was it for all the highlights on SmackDown. So with that said, let's get into this week's show. Raw in Greensboro. It started out with Roman confronting Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce, and Scrap Daddy saying, you see what happened last week? If you would have let me handle business last week, I would have fired Jacob. None of that would happen to you or the Usos would have happened. And then Roman just looking at him, didn't acknowledge me. I still don't, my business with him ain't finished. Once my business is done with him, you can do whatever you want. And then you hear Jacob's music playing in the background. It's like, what the? That son of a... And then they cut to Jacob coming out to the ring. And just as he's going about to speak, next you hear, Usos, Jimmy and Jay coming out. Jay looking like he's ready for war. No shirt, got his hair done high and tight, shorter than normal, chair in hand looking, getting ready to come into the ring. Jim stepping in. Whoa, brother. Give me a minute. Let me talk for a minute, please. And then Jim confronting Jacob saying, what's wrong with you, man? Listen, we all know it. We all knew this was going to happen. You knew this was going to happen. You didn't win. You got to acknowledge the tribal chief. That's what it is. That's all. Excuse me. Now, we get it. You want the good life for your family. You want the good life for your wife and your kids. But let me ask you this. How you going to do that? How you going to do that? You going to get fired. Huh? What, we going to go back to the old days? You going to go back to the old days? You want to go and get locked up? You want to go get back in jail? Is that what you want? And then eventually it turns into a big fight because Jay winds up going to try and do a sneak. Going to sneak Jacob. Jacob takes him out, then takes Jim. And then Roman comes out, and then all three of them go after Jacob. And it's just a matter of they got him down, but they could not keep him down. And then afterwards, Jacob just grabs the mic. Roman! Tribal combat. Boom. So, at Clash, we're going to have Roman versus Jacob in tribal combat. So, yeah. Excuse me, I'm all for it. So, now that that's been set up, let's talk about our first match of the night. Finn Balor versus JD McDonagh in a street fight. And call me crazy, but I have no problem with it in a no disqualification match, in a anything's goes match, even in an unsanctioned match. But if you're having a street fight, correct me if I'm wrong, but would custom not dictate that you come out wearing jeans or pants or something to indicate that you were in some kind of a street-like attire? Just saying. You know, not saying you can't wear a pair of jeans and then have a tank top on. Preferably one that's for a Vicious Rants tank top that you can get at whatamaneuver.net. T-plug! Excuse me, allergies. But either way, as far as the match went, Finn, he was leading at the bell. With the moment the bell rang, JD was leading after the initial start on that, and then was leading into the commercial break. Finn picked it up in post, wound up getting the lead, and secured the win doing a coup de grace on a trash can after when Dom went to go run interference. Finn moved out the way, and Dom wound up hitting JD with a 619, smashed the can over Dominic, stuffed the can on JD, did a shotgun dropkick, then did the coup de grace. So next up we got Trios Tornado Tag action. It was the OG El Grande Americano, that rat bastard, and the Creed brothers going up against El Grande Americano, the original El Grande, the real El Grande, and Los Americanos, Rayo and Bravo. And emphasizing again, the mask versus mask match between the OG El Grande and the real El Grande. And listen, you are not. I try not to be biased, but I have to be right here, simply because of the fact I am pulling hard for the real El Grande to win that match, because the OG El Grande deserves to get put on the ass end of an ass whooping for what he did to Pimpy. That rat bastard. Back to the match, though. It was good action, a lot of all over action, and I gotta say, as far as my biggest takeaway from this, which was something I thoroughly enjoyed, was the fact that yes, this was a tornado tag. Excuse me, it's dry, the dry air from the AC. But it was a tornado tag, but this was the first time in a while we saw WWE do a tornado tag without there being like any DQ weapons or emphasis on no disqualifications, that type of stuff. At least best to my knowledge it is. But either way, good match, good way to help tie in and introduce people to some of the AAA content that's out there, which also, folks, if you're not checking out the AAA shows, I highly recommend you do, and more to the point, highly recommend you check it out with the Spanish commentary, because you are not going to get the real appreciation for the show without that. I don't care if you understand the language or not. Trust me, you'll pick up the undertones. You'll pick up the little mannerisms based on the promos. Just trust me, enjoy it. But El Grande and Los Americanos wound up getting a win when they all had loaded plates in their masks and all did a loaded headbutt onto the OG El Grande for the 1-2-3. That was it. Next up, we got women's tag action. We had Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez going up against Paige and Brie again. And this time, now as far as the match, and I say again because this is the second time I'm talking about Paige and Brie. And right at the start, the heels, they were leading the pace up into the commercial break. Post-commercial break, Brie wound up getting a hot tag, which was actually kind of the surprise on my end. Because personally, I don't know. Just personally, I thought they would have had like Paige be the one to get the hot tag. Because she's still doing that. Still got that hometown, or not hometown, but still got that fresh returned from other companies' new car sent on her, so to say. But it was a solid match. It was good. Match came to an end when Brie wound up getting the win, doing a quick roll up onto Roxy. After the match, Liv wound up trying to run some interference during the match, and that didn't go well because the lady ref just went to go throw her out. After the match, Liv went to go do a sneak attack, got one shot in, and out came Bayley and Lyra, who then proceeded to go and help make sure no beatdown happened whatsoever. So now we come to main event match of the night. Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not frickin' damn it, going up against Austin Theory, and this happened to be because Seth got interviewed and told the world, listen, it's been 9 months since I had a match on Raw. Adam Pearce has cleared me and given me the main event. So what I want is a member of the Vision. I'm going to systematically take them apart and dissect them piece by piece by piece. So I don't care who it is. I don't care how long it takes. I want them. And yeah, so we got Austin Theory. Excuse me. And Seth, he was right on him before the bell, working him good. And at one point, Theory wound up, I don't remember what it was, but Seth wound up doing something happened where Seth looked like he tweaked his ankle. So he was hobbling along throughout the entire match. And you could tell say this the right way. You could tell it was a worked tweak because of the fact that the match kept going on and they kept working on it. But either way, Theory, he wound up leading the pace post-commercial break, and I gotta tell you, the match was good. I thought it was a decent Monday Night Raw ender. It came to an end when Seth wound up getting the win doing a pedigree. Afterwards, Logan Paul, who was ringside, wound up going and trying to do a sneak attack on Seth. Angelo Dawkins came out to go and run some interference because he had a conversation with Seth earlier in the night. Dawkins came out, helped clear house. Then Montez Ford came out to go and back up Dawkins. And then big brouhaha with the Vision get up on the entry ramp, backing away, with Seth and the Prophets standing in the ring like, come on, y'all want to go? Let's go. Come on. So, yeah. So with that said, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes on YouTube when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Other socials, 99.999% of the time on the socials, Tim Vicious is me. Thank you to contribute to the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right on the Twitter, X, whatever you call it, DSB_IV. Main event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, D Dryer 1986. And folks, like I said, Tim Vicious out there on the socials. Check out the Main Event 24 stream this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time starting. And like I always say, if you love me, great. And if you hate me, well,
Shut up and sit down.
fuck yous.